Okay, so multiple people have told me that I have to watch the IGN review for Arc Raiders. People are calling it like a hit job. Like, people are calling it like one of the worst reviews ever they've ever seen. And apparently they just absolutely bash the game. So we're going to have a look into it now. Let's just check out some of the comments real quick on this video. 95% dislikes is an achievement. How many dislikes have they got? Oh, it's hidden. Okay. When you don't think IGN can sink any lower, they run this abysmal attempt at a hit piece. This is the most It's IGN review I've ever seen in a while. He didn't even get a single kill in the game, only AI enemies. Let's be honest, we're all just here to laugh at IGN's incompetence at this point. It goes on and on. We could go on forever, which I will do later on. But let's get into the actual video. Let's have a look at this review. Let's make our own decision here, okay? Let's full screen this. Okay, let's have a look.
Arc Raiders is blisteringly, aggressively archetypical. The extractionist extraction shooter that ever extracted.
Not words. The what?
Extractionist extraction shooter that ever extracted.
The extractionist extraction shooter that ever extracted? I think the reviewer's having a stroke. 6 seconds into the review. What's happening right now?
It's one of the least surprising games I've ever played. Holding so much in common with its inspirations, they're almost comically indistinguishable. For preview purposes, this is a very good thing. If you enjoy other games about scavenging goods while avoiding PvE foes and robbing PvP humans, you're probably going to like Arc Raiders. If you don't, then there's likely nothing new here to tempt you.
Hold on. So basically, if you like extraction shooters, you're going to like Arc Raiders. If you don't, you might not. That's what he said, right? That's what he's saying here. Hang on.
You're going to like Arc Raiders while avoiding PvE foes. You enjoy other games about scavenging goods while avoiding PvE foes and robbing PvP humans, you're probably going to like Arc Raiders. If you don't, then there's likely nothing new here to tempt you. This is a game so unabashedly tied to its progenitors that the hero's default melee weapon is a pickaxe, the same weapon Fortnite metaverse heroes dropping off of battle buses lug into combat. That's a cute enough homage, but it's only the tip of the iceberg.
What? So... Wait, so you start off with a pickaxe in Arc Raiders, and you start off with a pickaxe in Fortnite. What's your point? What's the point in what is okay?
For the ways Arc Raiders will be instantly comprehensible for those who play Battle Royale, tree-punching survival games, or extraction. There's very little that feels truly original, but the components bolted together from other successful live service games.
Jesus, look at the aim. Also, what sort of PC is this guy running this on? Is this guy running this on a Nintendo Switch? Look at these graphics, dude. What are they doing?
Satisfying result.
Jared Petty.
The goal each round is simple.
Petty
go to the surface and get back underground alive with better loot than you started.
Because everything he said so far seems super petty.
Forces stand in the way of that goal. The first are the Arc. AI-controlled battle robots that wander the map searching for any sign of organic life. The Arc are no trifling threat. Even the smallest bots can prove surprisingly dangerous, especially in groups.
That's true.
The little
what in the potato? What in the potato powered by a hamster in a wheel was that? Hold on. What? That's the explosion effect that this guy is going to put in his video. These are the graphics that this reviewer is going to put in his video. The channel has 19 million subscribers, and this guy is running it on a freaking Game Boy Advance SP and putting this footage out as his review. 19 million people. Do you know how damaging this could be to the game? Dude, what are you running this on? Like, look, that's an explosion effect. You got to be playing this on like ultra low on like a freaking 2010 Apple Mac, right? What is that? That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Surely IGN will provide this guy with a PC to review this properly on, right? Or lend him one, or play it on console. If you haven't got the PC for it, you're a multi-million-pound corporation. Look at this effect, dude.
especially in groups.
Oh my goodness.
Like Scouriers are downright upsetting for an arachnophobe like me, and the large crawlers do not mess around. Ark wander the map listening for the sounds of surf.
I feel like I'm pausing this every 2 seconds. We're 1 minute 32 into the review. Is this guy okay? The spider enemies were upsetting for an arachnophobe like me. Yeah. Okay, what's that got to do with the game? My word.
Or battle and swarm any humans they find. The Ark are especially dangerous in numbers, and there are plenty of subtle little traps set where clusters of different Ark with complementary abilities are placed near one another, sometimes hidden in indoor areas where one can literally trip into them. I met my fate more than once when I got overconfident around Ark. One crawling monstrosity literally spun to the air with its legs like...
I will pause it 1 second though. Based on like that engagement here, based on this engagement here, this guy is also really bad at the game. Like,
I met my fate more than once when I got overconfident.
Which is fine, but it doesn't help the review, does it?
Spun to the air with its legs like some kind of cyclops spider helicopter. Take down an Ark though, and the rewards can be worth your trouble. They generally contain ammo and weapon components. The second and more deadly threat are your fellow raiders. If you choose to play Ark Raiders, you best enjoy watching your back, because to quote Casablanca,
"This place is full of vultures, vultures everywhere."
It's often more efficient.
I would just like to point out that this clip that they added in, this little Casablanca clip, is rendered perfectly and looks nice and smooth. The gameplay is just... the video's rendered, what's he? 50 frames a second. Oh my goodness. What is this reviewer doing? This is absolutely abysmal.
Okay.
This place is full of vultures, vultures everywhere.
It's often more
it's a funny clip, but
upon a fully loaded player
my
who
word.
isn't paying attention than to risk a half hour of bracing open doors in a nearby warehouse, or to lurk near an extraction point and cut somebody down when they're about to escape.
Yeah.
Of course, every other raider is likely looking to do the same to you.
Yeah.
Combat is competent enough to be satisfying. Your third-person avatar moves and controls like most other third-person avatars in modern shooters, with no real irregularities or surprises in the controls. Bullets mostly go where you want them to, depending on the capabilities of your chosen weapon, and melee attack power is substantial. Firearms feel right, SMGs are springy and difficult to control, assault rifles steady and heavy, sniper rifles punch like artillery. Playing in teams of 3 adds a bit of depth to the battle, as you and your companions can search and cover for each other much more.
Dude, the graphics, I know I've commented on it a couple of times, guys, but look at this.
Playing in teams of 3...
his character's hair hasn't even rendered in. I know he's got like a bald back, but look at, what is this? Look at these graphics. You can't review a game. If this was me reviewing the game, this wouldn't be acceptable. If this was me reviewing the game, this wouldn't be acceptable. You can't review a game from a company, you know, I think they're a small dev company as well, actually. I don't know how small they are. Don't quote me on that. But this is damaging. This is just damaging to their game, because it doesn't look like it does not look like this. It doesn't look this bad.
He adds a bit of depth to the battle, as you and your companions can search and cover for each other much more systematically than is possible with a single raider. Firefights between teams develop a sense of strategy, as coordinating squads deploy flanking tactics and ambushes against groups of foes.
Yeah, okay.
Whether calling out directions, overhearing sounds, or covering all windows in a room, your 3-person squad will find plenty of tension waiting in those buildings.
Yeah, he's saying some good things right now.
Characters in. The most lucrative resource hubs are clearly marked, and players flock to the richest areas looking for food, or hover between the treasures and the extraction areas, waiting to dispossess the luckiest foragers of their well-won games. The environments are passable, with the usual collection of rusty warehouses, abandoned apartment buildings, and overgrown vacant lots you'll find in a lot of post-apocalyptic shooters. Everything is serviceable, but it all kind of feels like they gave Fortnite a coat of DayZ grime and moved on.
Stop. Well, let's stop the video, but also stop comparing this to Fortnite. The only thing this game has in common with Fortnite is the fact that it's third person. and the pickaxe thing, I guess, in the beginning. But like, what are we going to do? Are we just going to start commenting on every game that you use a pickaxe in and comparing it to Fortnite? It's a weird. It's a weird. What's he? Why is he? What?
It all kind of feels like they gave Fortnite a coders DayZ grime and moved on.
It all kind of feels like they gave Fortnite coders DayZ grime and moved on. What is this guy's obsession with comparing this game to Fortnite? Like, why is he doing that? It's so strange.
It's a boring enough world that certainly took me out of any chance of getting into the lore, but I don't really think lore is the big draw here anyway. Arc Raiders is meatloaf without much plate presentation. But the meatloaf is tasty, if a little cold.
It's a boring enough world. There's like freaking 20 different types of AI enemies, and the maps are awesome. You can go in and out of so many different buildings, windows, you know, zip wires are all in the right places. You're not saying anything, any of the good stuff. Is this a hit piece? I'm starting to believe this is a hit piece. This is just like, it's painful.
Every drawing
almost as painful as his aim.
Of wealth. Crafting components, ammunition, shields, healing items, and weapons. Ammunition is properly segmented enough to keep you hungry as you scavenge and construct guns. Light, medium, heavy, and shotgun ammo variants are available early to locate in the overworld, craft in your lair, or purchase underground.
Yep.
Materials have the usual predictable levels of rarity corresponding to color, with certain colors granting you the ability to develop more useful or rare items. A single special pocket in your inventory allows you to keep one discovered item safe, even on the event of your death, so that you can haul your rarest finds home, evenly.
That's not quite correct. You have 3 safe slots, sometimes 2. He displayed 3 there. He showed 3 safe pockets and said you only have 1. That's, again, incorrect. Look at the graphics! Why are they so bad? Look at this!
When you die. Some containers take time to open and generate quite a bit of noise when manipulated, which is a delightful tension-raising mechanic that I really appreciate.
Yeah,
Opening one of these was especially harrowing when playing solo.
Yeah, he's got a good point there. When you're opening up like lockers and like prying open bonnets and stuff, it's terrifying because you're making so much noise. And he's right, you do. It does add to the suspense for sure. I think that's the first viable thing this guy said in 4 minutes 55 out of a 6 minute 32 review. By the way, I think that's the first viable thing he said.
Really feel the vulnerability with your camera locked forward, not knowing what passing robot or player might discover you as you make an ugly racket jimmying a door. You spend your time between rounds underground, where you convert your ill-gotten gains to an ever-escalating series of crafting tables, allowing for the creation of ever more elaborate gear.
Yes.
You can also choose to straight liquidate materials and finds for cash, and purchase fully crafted items at in-game stores.
Yes.
There's also some part of crafting that involves a live rooster. I never figured that part out. As you explore the world above...
You never figured out the rooster? The rooster just gives you materials after every game because he scavenges them. It's not rocket science, bud.
There's also some part of crafting that involves a live rooster.
Will periodically bring back dubiously sourced materials and share them with you. And then on his screen, he's got the previously mentioned dubiously sourced materials in front of him with a big yellow button saying claim. But he struggled to grasp that. Just like he struggled to...
Never figured that part out.
You know what?
As you explore the world above,
I'm getting annoyed now.
Experience, which opens up across a series of skill trees. Selecting various branches can help you optimize your avatar to your playstyle, increasing combat ability, mobility, or stealth. The different abilities are clearly labeled, and most are useful enough that every step feels like real progress.
It did.
Character design with default options is pretty rough, but a number of better textures and outfits open up when you apply premium.
So I'm completely on his side about this. The character design was awful and really basic, but they have said they're going to improve on that. Again, information that he's conveniently left out of the video. They did make a big thing about it. They're gonna flesh out the character design a lot. The character design and choices were bad. I mean, you put helmets on instantly, right? Pretty much. So who cares? But yeah, the character design could use some work.
Premium currency. I deliberately made my guy look as bleak and sad as possible using only default options, but my multiplayer partner had the Souls Easy top man with no name vibe going on, and I was envious. Arc Raiders previews pretty well, perhaps because its design conservatism makes it so instantly familiar. There's nothing here to challenge what came before, but sometimes that's okay. Overall, the Arc Raiders loop seems pretty well tuned to satisfy. make it to the server.
He says there's nothing here to challenge what came before. First of all, this extraction's on console, which is huge. He hasn't mentioned that yet. I'm pretty sure he's not going to. There's 20 seconds left of the review. It's on console. The fact that it's on console is huge. There's nothing here to challenge what came before. What came before this was Vigor. And Arc Raiders challenges Vigor in every single way and does everything that Vigor does in every single way better. This is disgraceful. This review is absolutely disgraceful. IGN have either sold this guy out knowing he wouldn't be able to do this because he's not an experienced reviewer, or this guy is like just hating on it. I don't know why. They reviewed Marathon really well, which is mind-blowing, This is unbelievable. This is very IGN.
Kill, bring your goods and experience back underground to improve your abilities, head back up stronger to find stronger gear, and repeat. There are worse ways to spend an afternoon. For more previews of the biggest upcoming game...
There are worse ways to spend an afternoon. Yeah, like watching your frickin' reviews. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was painful. That was really bad. Let me find that screenshot. Where's that bloody screenshot of the fire?
Right.
Goodbye,
even
yeah?
the smallest spots.
Oh my god, there's your thumbnail. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. 19 million followers, and they can't get this guy a PC or a console to run it with decent graphics. It's people are saying it's an attack on the game to like because they reviewed Marathon so well. Like this screenshot alone is enough for me to kind of believe that. You can't. They did. This is done on purpose, right? This is done on purpose. It's. There's no way this is done. This is either done on purpose or the carelessness levels are off the charts. They're over 9,000. This is ridiculous. All right. Well, you know, I haven't had my second coffee of the morning, and my blood pressure and rage levels are just spiked right now. I need to go chill out. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, about this review. Is it a hit piece? Is it just carelessness? Is it just poor form from IGN and Jared or whatever his name was? Absolutely shocking. Let me know in the comments, guys. I'll see you for the next video.